Hello, dear viewers. Namaskar. Welcome to Moksha Media. You are with Moksha Hiremat. Today, I would like to tell you something about a Vachanakarti. She is Satyakka. Some of you may have heard the name of Satyakka. She was in the Basava period. She lived through 12th century. But anyhow, we don't have that much of information regarding her life and family. We have a little bit of information, and that little bit of information I would like to keep before you. Satyakka was a Shiva devotee. Sweeping the yards of Shiva devotees was her occupation, and she was committed to Shiva. She was from Hirejamburu near Shiralakoppa of Shivamogga district, and she did the service to God and devotees of God in her own way. She did sweep the yards of Shiva devotees, but not the devotees of other faith. It shows her commitment to Shiva and her understanding of Shiva in the background of 12th century Sharana movement. Of course, Satyakka did not have that much of formal education. Not only that much, it is better to say didn't have any formal education, but her heart and mind were educated. When we go through the vachanas of Satyakka, it is proved that she was educated in her own way. Even though she didn't have the alphabet of a language, especially Kannada language, she composed her vachanas, and whatever was uttered was recorded by someone, and that record itself became a vachana. That was the day of the day, or that was the thing of the day in those days. And Satyakka composed her vachanas in her own way. 27 of her vachanas have been found. Her signature is Shambhu Jakkeshwara. Of course, she talked of thieving, committing, and commitment in her own way. I have already told you her commitment to Shiva devotees. Yes, she was a devotee of Shiva. Here, I would like to put forth before you three of her vachanas. They are simple. Those vachanas are I have already told you her vachanas are very simple. If gold or clothes are found lying on the street, and if I pick them up, I swear on you, I swear on your pramata, for I am beholden to the alms you have granted me. With a weak mind, if I am tempted towards the wealth of others, just dunk me in hell and walk away. Shambhu Jakkeshwara. She talked of stealing the things belong to others. She did not want to steal the things belong to others. She was committed to the thought of steal not the others. If she picked up the things fallen on the streets, concerned to someone or belong to someone, automatically she would not become a Shiva devotee and she would be punished for that. Only weak-minded could do it. And if she was tempted to pick them up, that time itself she prayed Shiva to dunk her in the hell. Of course, here she used Shiva and Pramatas. Hu refers to Shiva and Pramata is Pramatas, that is 63 ancestors. Puratanaru are considered as Pramatas. Anyhow, that is different. Here in her Vachana, she used the word Pramatas. And another Vachana, devotion mixed with things worldly, seed mixed with ghee, lamp which has oil mixed with water, do they ever glow? So we know worldly things such as seed and a luxurious life, seed mixed with ghee, lamp which has oil mixed with water, do they ever glow? These things will not glow if they are mixed with water and worldly things and others. Not a worldling, not a devotee, not a havishu, not seed, not water, not oil. These sinners who feed in the house of bhavis for the desires of their body, why would our Shambhu Jakkeshwara approve of them? She talked of using avishu and pouring it some things into the fire, and these persons do it in the house of worldly people, not for their interest but the interest of their own feeding. They feed on the sweat of others. For that they use these tricks, and that is why when they do this for their own body's desire, then Shambhujakeshwara would not approve them, would not approve their activities. He did not like their activities, he did not approve those activities. There is no proof to claim if one has breasts and hair, it is a woman. There is no proof to claim if one has mustache and beard, it is a man. It is just the way of this world, and it is not the way of the wise. It is its sweetness that makes it a fruit. It is its fragrance that makes it a flower. Only you would know these ways, O Shambhujakeshwara. Generally, worldly people think that if mustache and beards are there on the face of someone, automatically it would be man. They claim that he is a man. If breasts and ears are grown, they consider it as a woman. But outwardly, they might be man and woman, but inwardly, they were not men and they were not women. So, because they were not yet become a ripened one. If a man or woman, if one doesn't ripe with his heart and mind, one cannot become a man, one cannot become a human in the in the strict sense. Because we come to know it is a fruit if it by its sweetness. We come to know the flower by its fragrance. Like that, one can become a human by one's pure heart and mind, by one's devotion to Shiva, by one's commitment to the culture of Shiva. Like this, Satyakka goes on and on, revealing her mind and heart in her vachanas. Of course, whatever she revealed in vachanas is very simple. A layman can understand it. If anyone goes to analyze them, or if one goes to clarify it, automatically it would be puzzled. So it is better to leave the readers or audience to understand themselves. Then only such persons would understand those vachanas properly, and then only they could try to become a real human beings. Being a woman came from oppressed and suppressed caste. She had given, she had contributed such a literature, such a piece of literature to Kannada language, literature and culture. It shows the potentiality of Vachanakaras of the 12th century. Of course, later on, others also followed the path of that 12th century Vachana form, but to what extent they are successful, that would be a different thing. Here, I don't want to go into that matter at this point of time. But anyhow, here we have to consider the thoughts of women like Satyakka. So, this is what I have brought to you. See you in the next episode. Thank you. Namaskar.